Hello viewers, you're once more welcome to your favorite show, Shantia's Haven. On Shantia's Haven, we talk about the family, everything that has to do with the family, the good, the bad, and the ugly. How has this journey been so far as a parent? My prayer is that God will grant every parent the grace to raise their children just the way He wants them to raise them. My prayer is that God will give every parent wisdom every day to be able to handle the challenges the children bring to them, because with the society we live in, daily we have challenges, daily we have issues that don't go right, that make you to even think that you're not a good parent. Don't listen to the lies of the devil. You're doing your best. And keep doing your best. Just make sure you're doing just what is right for your children and you would enjoy it. We are almost at the end of the half phase of this year. Or if not, the half phase of the year is already ended. And this morning I got up and was like, oh, so this year is really halfway gone. And I want to take stock of what I put as goals for my children and my family this year. How well am I achieving it? Oh, confession time, really? I've not been able to achieve everything I set as goal. But that doesn't mean that I'm a failure as a parent. That's one thing I've told myself, that I am no failure. I am a good parent. And I'm going to do it. And do it well. So, go back to those goals you set. Look at them again. And see what you can do about it to fix it. Find out why you did not achieve it so far. And help yourself to make it work next time. But today on Shantia's Haven, we have a different topic, please. We know that we determine a building by its foundation. When people come and see a building, normally when we see a building, we should think of how the foundation should look like. It's just like crops too. When you see a tree, you see a plant, in your mind, you're thinking of how the roots will look like. It's a pity that with the human race, we sometimes don't think about these roots, especially with this world today, the fast lane kind of world, where we are looking for money to raise our children right, where we are looking for greener pastures. And because of this, most of us have left our villages, most of us have left our homes, most of us have left where we come from, and we have gone far. As we are away from home, as we are away from the villages, as we are away from these places, what is that thing that connects us with our children? Some of us get so busy. Our children, if you really stop some of them on the way and you ask them about their parents, they'll know very little or nothing about. Yeah, they may know where you work, they may know your name, they may know the things you do, they may know your friends now or your siblings, and that's it. But it's interesting to know that you may want, if you try this experiment this season, maybe you want to take this month coming, the next few weeks or the next few days coming, put your children together and just sit with them. Nothing formal. And just discuss about your life, you're growing up. How did my father grow up? How did my mother grow up? How did this guardian grow up? What were the things around their home? What were the things that were going on around their house, even their school? You want to talk about your primary school days. Yes, even those bad things you did in primary school, talk about it with your children. The children may look at you in a way, but somehow you're opening them up to discussion. You're making them feel free with you because, oh, if dad did that kind of thing, mom could do that kind of thing in primary school, because it means this one I'm doing and I'm trying to hide. I'm not left out. I can discuss it with them too. Oh, besides they did it. I didn't say you should go and spoil it and say every other thing. We know we understand ourselves, right? So talk about your growing up with your children. Do they know how you grew up? You know, our parents, I remember most times our parents used to talk about their growing up with us only when they are disciplining us or when we have done something wrong and we are at a tight spot or on a red chair in the house. That's when they tell you, do you know, now in your days you're enjoying. Back then, we used to trek. We used to trek for distances before going to school. I'm stressing myself out now so that you can have a better way, That's the only time we hear about how they grew up. That's the only time we hear about some little things about their lives. But I heard it when I was tense. There was tension time. So how will I even retain? How will I keep it? I want to hear this when we are relaxed. We just sit down having story times. Yes, father, have story time with your children and if you discuss these things. Don't be that father is always strict and is always putting things in order. It's good to do that, but once in a while you want to talk to your children about your growing up. Talking to all of them, they all sit and you put discuss it. One day I did this, and then you let them also feel free to talk. There, you will hear things. Even if you don't hear all, you will see from their eyes that they are going through that same kind of thing that you've been going through, although you will pick one or two things from that discussion. It's a very important thing for us to practice in our homes. Talk about your stories back then. It'll be interesting to them. Some of us had very interesting primary school days where you did the dodging, where you had break time, where you rush home to look for food and you don't even find the food, where you climb trees to harvest things, where we used to think that, let me say this in pidgin, I like it in pidgin, where you say, medicine know the whole person, whole picking way wear school uniform. You want to talk about those stories with them. Where you go and you come back from school and when you're coming home, the only thing you see smoke and you just start crying because food is not ready and you want to come, maybe it's corn fufu they are doing and they are sending you to go buy some crayfish. I remember once I came back from school, one of those days I was hungry. I came and my mom was cooking. It was rare to find her home at that time because, I don't know, it means she closed earlier. She was cooking and then she sent me to buy crayfish. She insisted, don't buy it from the neighbor around. We had a place we call Junction. Go for Junction, go buy that crayfish, that janga. I thought I was smart and I went to the neighbor around. I was tired from school and all of that hungry. I went around and I bought the crayfish from there. I came home. My mom saw it. She said, I know, you're not from Junction. Why did you not go? I looked at her like some magician. I said, how did this woman know that I didn't go to Junction? There was nothing like that. It's just because the quantity in the quarter was smaller than the one at Junction. So she knew the difference from the quantity. You want to talk about those stories with those children. They will enjoy it. As I'm actually doing this video, my kids are sitting by and they are laughing as I'm talking about this particular story. So, it's something that we should make it a wonderful time. You want to make your growing up get into the lives of your children. You want them to know their mother well, know their father well, know those stories around them. Story time, and you tell them to tell you about the stories about their lives and their school days, even the bad things they did. You will be surprised at the things you will hear your children say, and you will make them loosen up and want to discuss their lives with you. Obviously, as parents, as guardians, we know those things we will talk about, and those things we will keep. I didn't say to go and say everything to them. No, don't do that because you find yourself in danger or you have yourself to blame. You want the child who just go wild now and say, if this man could do this, what I'll do it, and you have no right to talk to me. We want to be careful. We know how to put it together. Okay. Then family tree. I know we know about family tree because they have taught us in school. Our children say, I know we know that we have father, mother, children, we have extended ones like siblings, we have cousins and that. You want to take it further this time around with your children, talking about even your grandparents, even calling their names. They should know the grandparents' names. One or two stories about the grandparents. What do you like about them? Just a few things about them. You may want to talk about the village. Maybe you've ever gone to your village before for holidays, or you've gone to visit your grandparents for holidays. You want to talk about some of those one or two stories with them. And you will be surprised how intrigued they are. They read books, they read things, but they are reading things from far from other people's lives. You will talk about your own. Write your own book verbally with them. Let them know it. Let them get to understand who their mother is, who their father, who their guardian is. Talk about their grandparents, experiences in the village, experiences even during 11th February. Some people, we had canvas, we had blanco. If you don't have blanco, you have chalk. Talk about those stories with your children. They want to hear these stories. We are building a bond when we do this. When they grow older, it will be easy for them to talk with you as a friend. So try this. Are we going to try it? So today it's on a light note. Please, it's a light note, we're having it. So it's the middle of the year, so let's just take it light, and we're taking stock of our lives, and we're doing this thing in a light note. And while doing that, you're also achieving some of the goals by getting your children close to you and you getting close to them and understanding what is going on in their minds. Thank you so much for watching Shantia's Haven. Know that on Shantia's Haven, we got your back. If you have other ideas, other ways of getting close to these children by these verbal books, I call it verbal books because some people will never write anything. They will prefer saying it. So if you prefer saying it, you can say it. If you prefer acting it, you can act it. Anyhow that your children will get to know their roots, do it. Many things have stopped us from going back home or from making them know the roots. Many things have stopped us. Maybe the crisis, war, in search of greener pastures, other things may have stopped you from going. Or some just fear that, oh, there's witchcraft in the village, we don't want to go home. Oh, if that's your situation, bring home to them there, bring the village to them there, talk to them there about those things. Thank you so much for watching. And even some things that they think they don't know, go to the internet and look for it. I was shocked one day. I talked about, I was talking somewhere and there was this word that came up, charcoal iron. And some children didn't know what charcoal iron was. We had to go to the internet. We had to search it and show them the pictures. But these are irons, these are the things we used back then. And we still use it today. So some of those things you used, go back to them and show them. Some of you did Boris. Some of you did this thing that you shake and pop corn and do corn with it. Talk to them about it. Just make their minds go wild. They should enter your world. I don't know if somebody feels me. If you feel me, please write it down in the comment section. What you think we can talk to our children about this season. Let's talk to them about our stories. So put some of those stories. Give ideas, please. If my ideas are short, please add it so that I'll take more ideas from you and I can relate with my kids as well. Thank you so much for your time, for watching, and share the video with someone so that the person too will learn something that you're learning here on Shantia's Haven. Thank you for being faithful with us so far. Remember, don't go away. We have stronger topics, but I want this season to be just light topics, please. Our strong topics will be coming up soon concerning our family. There's a lot that I'm getting on my mind about family and a lot about children. And we will bring them to you in due time and in due season. I just pray that God will grant you the grace as a parent. God will help you to bring up these children the right way, and God will keep you strong and keep you safe. And even to that child who is not listening to you, you're struggling and the child is not standing, you've done all you could do. I pray that God will give you the grace to be able to endure, and God is going to change this child for good, and you will be surprised, because in the end you will be able to sing and say that even before I prayed, Jehovah answered me. Because when the Lord will turn your captivity, you will be like someone who is dreaming. God is going to come through for you, and great shall be the prosperity of your children. Your children shall be taught of the Lord. All of them, they shall be taught of the Lord, and you shall be proud to know that you brought up those kind of children, because they shall fulfill destiny. Thank you so much, dear parents. Jesus is on the throne. On Shantia's Haven, remember to always leave it better than you met it. See you some other time on Shantia's Haven. Bye-bye.